Hello, and welcome to a brief tutorial on how to use GoldenBot's new ticket system. I'm here on the documentation of GoldenBot, which you can go to docs.goldendev.net, and then you can go into the guide section, and then it's not in here yet, but like it's not on the main page, but if you go to the side, you can see you can go into the ticket system, and then you got all these tutorials here, and I'm currently making the video, so that's awesome. And so you got how to configure it if you're the server owner or admin, and you got how to use it as a moderator, like if you're on the support team. And then this is for like members. If they're confused on how to use this, you can like put a link to this in the ticket support channel, and hopefully that'll help them understand how to use it. So anyway, let's get into the configuration part of the video. So of course, to start, you need to invite the bot if you haven't already. Go to invite.goldendev.net. Also, all links will be in the description, just a quick side note. Now we can go ahead and we can do create channel. We're going to name this tickets. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a envelope emote right here. I'm going to do that one. You can just, yeah. And the way that I open this menu is I'm on Windows and I do the Windows key and dot, and this opens this menu. Then you type in what you want and you should be good to go. Anyway, then you close it. We're going to leave the channel so we don't have to make them private or anything. We're going to go ahead and make our channel, call this one notifications. I'm going to make this a mailbox. Ticket notifications. You can name these channels whatever you want. That's up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and make a staff category real quick. We're going to make this private. We're going to skip that for now. Tickets notification goes in there. Keep current permissions. I'm going to go ahead and create another category, and we're going to name this category support. Now we're going to put this in here. We're going to put support above, and you can imagine the rest of the server formed around this, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into here. It seems there is a small glitch on the documentation for the links on the main ticket system page, but if you go on the display bar, like if I go in here, these actually just take you to the actual text on this page. I'm going to fix that very soon, and it's going to take you here and do this accordingly. So just a quick note. But anyway, you go ahead, you create whatever channels you want, you name them whatever you want, and now we're going to have to do setup tickets channel, and we're going to specify the type for this one to be tickets. And if you don't specify a channel ID or channel URL, it's going to go to the current channel that you're in. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to click default configuration. What this is going to do is it's going to make it so everyone has permission to view this channel, read message history, but they can't send messages, they can't add reactions, stuff like that. But they are also able to go into the threads on the channel and access their tickets and stuff like that. Now we're going to go back over into ticket notifications, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do /setup tickets channel type notifications this time. And I'm not going to specify a channel again, because if you don't, it'll just go to your current channel, so that's perfect. Go ahead and do default configuration, which means the support role will now have access to this channel, and they'll be able to read the messages but not send any messages, so it keeps it nice and organized. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to activate the default, or sorry, we already did that, but now we have to do /setup tickets support -role. So we're going to do setup tickets support role. We're going to set the role, well actually let's just make a new role real quick. So thanks to GoldenBot for having a built-in role create system, we can do role create. You can specify the name. I'm going to name it support team. Seems pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to set the color to gold. Do you know what? Let's do dark gold. We're going to set it to display separately. We're going to put the position of the role. So whatever role you select, it's going to be just above that. Everyone is the lowest role on the list by default, so I'm just going to select everyone. Now the support role doesn't need any fancy permissions. It's getting all of its permissions per channel from the bot, so you don't need to configure anything like that. But now we go ahead and do that, and now we can do /setup tickets support role. We're going to specify the role as the support team. And now what this does is you can see it got added right here. It adds the role to this tickets notification channel so that it can see any tickets that are created. Now, there's one final thing that you should configure in here, and that is going to be the command settings, as it's called on the documentation. You go into your server settings, you go into integrations, you go under GoldenBot, and then you can type in here ticket. This has all of the ticket commands attached to it. We're going to go in here, we're going to click add roles or members, and we're going to go ahead and add the support team role. What this is going to do, and make sure to hit save by the way, is that now all of the ticket commands, which are normally only able to be used within tickets, and actually another thing we can do real quick is we can go back into integrations, back under GoldenBot. We could even set it to be only a specific channel if we wanted. So you could say it would have to be in tickets. So that would also include any threads on that. But there is a feature where you are able to do this from another one. You can delete it, you can specify the ID, as long as you know what the ID of the ticket is, and then you can confirm delete. That sort of thing works as well. But you can also set it to specifically the tickets channel if you'd like, which does include the threads, as I said. Now let's go ahead and create an example ticket. Each user is able to create one ticket at a time for now. And you will see a lot of these are not customizable, and they all have something saying it's in beta and report any bugs. That's because it is in beta, and it would be amazing if you find any bugs to please report it so I can fix it. And then in the future there will be options to customize this further for your server and for your users. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a ticket. We're going to set the topic to test topic. Why not? Example description. We're going to go ahead and submit. Thanks for creating a ticket. You'll be pinged there momentarily. This is supposed to tell you where to go. I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick. One moment. Okay, that didn't take very long. The longest thing is waiting for the bot to restart, but that's all right. Anyway, so now if you create a ticket again, it will tell you like the channel. You can click it and it will take you to the channel. So that's all good. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a create ticket again, and it will say max tickets reached. It tells you can only have one each. And the reason why it says the try again button is if the bot is offline for any reason and you close the ticket or you delete the ticket while the bot is offline, it'll go ahead and it will check to see if the ticket is still open or not if you press try again, and if it's not, then it will create a new one for you. But because it's a little bit more processing intensive to have to go check every time, it does ask you to press try again in order to try again. So that's why that's there. And now we go into the ticket. Now pretend I'm staff right now. I come into the tickets notification channel. There will be an option to ping a role now or coming soon when a new ticket is opened or when it's been open for a while and nobody's looked at it, stuff like that. Now we can go ahead and we can click more information, for example. Currently the creator status is unavailable because Discord hasn't approved my bot to have access to that specific information yet. That will be coming when I add more features that require the presence data from a user, and it's like more important and it has to be like required in order for the feature to work at all. So that will be coming soon, but as of right now it is disabled, and I find that totally reasonable. It's a little bit annoying, of course, but that's all right. I'm just so glad that my bot got verified, which is nice. So it tells you when it was created, it tells you when it was last active, it tells you when it was last active based on the last message sent. So if I go ahead and I check more information again, you can see it was last active 5 seconds ago now. It tells you the topic and the description. It tells you who it was opened by, if it's been claimed by anybody, the ID, the message count. All really important information that'll help you determine if you need to go help this person right now, if they're ready to be helped, or if you should go help someone else that's online right now and ready to be helped, that sort of thing. Now we go ahead and let's press join ticket. In this case, I've already joined it because it's my ticket, but we can go ahead and we can leave the thread. We can go ahead and click join ticket and it will take you to the ticket. One thing I want to show real quick is regardless of your permissions on the server, if you're not in the ticket, you don't see it. That's one of the most amazing features of threads, especially private threads. You don't see them unless you're a part of them. So this is why, in my opinion, the thread ticket system is superior to all other ticket systems, especially with the notification channel, because you don't notice it. It's not cluttering up your server. Like conventional ticket systems, you'll often have to pay for this, or it won't be a thing at all. And there's just like a gazillion channels in your channel feed. It's just so much nicer to be able to join it and then leave it. So nice and easy. Anyway, we'll go back in here. We have the claim ticket, we have a close ticket, and then some more controls. So you can get more information again. You can unclaim it, request close, which is kind of cool. It asks the user if they're done and they don't need any more assistance, then they can close it. You can add members by their user ID with the buttons. You can remove members by their user ID. You can lock the ticket, which means nobody can send messages in it except for administrators and moderators and people like that. And yeah, so you only really need the staff controls if you feel like using buttons or if you don't have access to the commands. But since I set up the commands properly, as I showed you guys earlier, or you can see in the documentation, the support team will have access to all these commands. Keep in mind, they will not be able to delete the ticket. They will not be able to force unclaim it. So if someone else has claimed it and they're not unclaiming it, or they left the server, then you're going to have to get an administrator to come and force unclaim it, because we don't want normal supporters to be able to unclaim each other's tickets like that. So you have to unclaim your own ticket if you're not going to be able to help the person, so that someone else can come take it. Alright, they also won't be able to do the ticket panel, but this sends it to the tickets channel. So if I do this, all it's going to do is it's just going to send a new one in case you accidentally deleted it, for example. So it's just something nice to have. But yeah, so they'll have access to add member and all that other stuff, assuming that they've claimed the ticket. That's another interesting thing, is you have to claim the ticket until you can, or sorry, before you can do certain actions, unless you're an administrator. Administrator or owner overrides all of that, and you don't have to worry about going and claiming it before doing stuff. So even if you're not the one that claimed it, but you have an administrator or owner, then you're automatically allowed to do whatever, but you have to claim it if you only have the support role. So that's something important to note. The creator can also close the ticket if they feel like it. And here's another interesting thing. I made a completely custom transcript system just for this. Yes, I went a little bit overboard, and the only reason why I did is because I hated that other transcripts out there had a little watermark at the bottom and it said it was made by them, and I didn't love quite the look of it. So it is currently in beta, but it is being worked on. I think it looks great. It's very functional, I can tell you that much. So let me just, here it is. You can see the transcript. I just full screened it. So you download the HTML and CSS code, then you open it in your browser of choice. It tells you this little bit of information. Mentions currently get converted to that. That's not ideal, but that will be fixed in one of the future updates. It has embeds working. It doesn't have the fields line up, so if you have like inline fields, it'll look all wonky, but that's whatever. The buttons, they don't work yet, but they're there, so you know they're there on the message. Any messages where it's like right here where it says you added someone and stuff like that, they aren't supported yet, so it just leaves a bit of an odd space. But everything else, I mean, even images, it all works great, and it's really good for text back and forth between users. I don't want it to be overcomplicated, because then it takes a lot of processing power, and this is a really nice and simple way for it to work right now. So I really like this, and I will be adding a few bits of functionality here and there, but for now it's pretty much good to go. So that's good. I think I've gone over everything. Also, when you close it for now, you will not be able to reopen it with ticket controls. So there is plans for a reopen command, but the way that this works is as soon as the ticket gets closed, archived, or locked, so either it times out because nobody sent messages in it in like a week or something like that, I can't remember exactly what it is. If it's locked, or if it's deleted, it completely gets rid of all the data associated with that ticket, because it's just extra space that's being taken up by something that doesn't need to exist. So that's why that's like that. And as you can see right here, I didn't show you when it was ticket create. I didn't show you when it was claimed, but here's a nice little touch. They're red when they're resolved or closed. They're gold. It's gold, yellow, whatever you want when it's unclaimed. And if I go ahead and I claim, I do ticket ID of 3. As you can see right here, that's the ticket ID was 3. Then it puts it to green and it's been claimed. So that's how you know, just at a glance. So you know to look for the yellow ones and help out on those. I will be making commands in the future that will allow you to go like / tickets pending or unclaimed or something like that, or a system that'll tell you when you come online, if you haven't done a ticket in a while, that there's some available and waiting for you, stuff like that. That'll all be coming later, so don't worry about that yet, but those are all ideas. A dashboard for the bot is being planned, not sure on a timeline yet, but it's being planned, so keep that in mind. It's just going to be for basically managing all the same stuff as these commands can do, but hey, some people prefer a web dashboard, so why not? And it's a cool little project. Yeah. I don't think there's much else to cover. I think I've gone over everything. I guess I can show a quick example of adding someone. So I'll just grab my alt, copy their ID, go into here, staff controls. I'm just going to do it through the button because why not? And just add it like that. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this earlier, but if you have the support role set up and someone has the support role, they're able to use the staff controls once they claim it, and they can add, remove members like this and do all these other things, but they won't have access to the ticket commands unless you go in and you enable the override. There might be a way for me to make the bot do that later, but I don't think it's able to manage its own integration. I could be wrong. I'll be looking into that. But it's just simple enough for you to just go in there and add that, or they can just use the buttons, whatever you prefer. Anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, invite the bot, everything in the description, and enjoy. Yeah, bye for now.